Look at all these radios. These are all Spektrum radios that come with ready-to-runs from Horizon brands. Brands such as Losi, Axial, Probo, Arma, and they're all different. All these radios have different functions to them. This one here is the DX3. It's a standard version, and then this is a standard SLT3. This one is the DX3 with drive technology from Spektrum. This one has the DSC, and this one has a DSE. This one's for the motorcycle. It's got the MS6X technology. It's a lot to manage. And they did recently come out with a dual protocol upgrade for some of the radio systems. However, for those of you that just want to pull something right out of a box, it's finally here, the DXC Plus. Here's the Plus out of the box, and it looks very similar to the DX6C, and that's because they shared the same case. There are a few tweaks to this radio, which I'm going to go over in a second, but first I want to show you what comes inside the box. If you get the receiver version, so it's got to come with the SR615. This is actually a 6-channel receiver, so steering, throttle, and then you got 4 auxiliary ports. This does use a bind plug, so that's what this little plug is for. They give you some servo tape to stick it down. Of course, you get an instruction manual, but let's take a closer look at the radio. So yeah, basically, same exact case as the DX6C. The only difference is some of the decal work here. So obviously, you got the DXC Plus on the back and the front, and then the screen plate is different. And one other thing to note is the steering wheel adapter is a bit different. So they have this like square adapter plate now with a little fake brake disc sticker on the back of it and a new wheel to go along with it. Still has a foam grip, nice comfortable radio system. It does have a rubber grip on the back, which helps out. 12-channel radio system, 12 proportional channels, and you have all the switches on the outside and trim buttons to go and operate all those different functions. To turn it on, you simply have the power button on the side. There is a USB-C in the back, so you could use it with the VRC racing software, or this is where you could do your firmware updates. 4 AA's are going to be necessary to power this thing up, and yeah, just got a comfortable feel to it. Definitely like using my DX6C. Probably going to be just as happy with the feel of this one. Ball bearings in the wheel, adjustable spring tension. But the other good stuff is obviously when we turn it on, so let's take a closer look at that. So the big deal about this is it's dual protocol right out of the box. It handles DSMR Plus, it handles SLT, so you could run anything off of this from the Horizon lineup. Again, your Arma Grom, your NASCAR, your motorcycle, your boats, all that can be run with this radio system. You could bind those different models to it, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of all of those different radios I showed you before, throw them all into this. I'm just tired of digging through my radios to find what I need. But anyway, new design on the outside. I mean, when you fire it up, it looks like the DX6, and you could go in and go through all the different screens. So you select your models. You could set up new models, obviously, all the way up to 20. Vehicle type, this is where you go in and set what type of system you have. So you've got the SLT Basic, SLT with DSC, SLT with 4-wheel steering. Back here, this is where you change your model name, model channel. So you go all the way up to 12, 2 to 12. And let me go back. Travel, of course, we're used to that. Sub trim, this is the usual stuff. Reverse speed of the channels. Channel names, so you go change that up. ABS travel, that stands for absolute travel. So when you're doing your mixing, this is where you go set your travels up. Rates, exponential, timer, bind, and mixing. They have smart mixing from what I gather. There's your AVC trim setup, channel assign. So this is where you can set up all of those different channels all the way up to 12. So that's pretty awesome. And telemetry. This could also come in handy for the different settings as far as if you want to use their smart speed technology that Spektrum has. You'll have to input your rollout, the poles of the motor to get the speed ratings, your USB settings and utilities. You have to go and just confirm that. And this is where you go in, change, delete, validate, all that stuff. So yeah, a lot of the same functionality that we've seen before out of the Spektrum radio systems, but now you just have the ability to use all the different models, all the different Spektrum smart functions through this one radio system. So I'm going to start off by setting up my Capra 4-wheel steer and my Arma Grom brushless Mojave. I've already gone in here and set up the name. So you just go to model select first. If you have to add another model, obviously up to 20. Vehicle name, I've already set that up, Capra 4-wheel steer. and I went into channel count. So this is a 3-channel rig. So I set it to 3-channel. Now when you go into the other menus, you'll only have 3 channels here. And that just cleans things up a little bit. Definitely like that touch. You go in and set your sub trims and all that stuff. I'm just gonna skip right down to bind because I need to set this up. So we're gonna go into here, go down to bind, plug in the radio system, then push the bind button, and then put the radio system into bind. So it's all set up now. Now I have to go in and make some adjustments here. So we'll go down to reverse first because I noticed that the steering is reversed. See? So we'll go down and switch that out. Reversed. Actually, sub trim next. It's off just a little bit, so we'll fix that. And then we could set our travel. Actually, it looks like it's got full travel there. No, we get a little bit more throw. One more throw there. All right, so we're set with the travel on the steering. I'm in channel assign, and I'm gonna go down to the 3rd channel. And I'm gonna assign that to, gotta turn it on first. And then I'm gonna set it to F. There we go. 3 position for now, make it life simple. So it's all set up. Got my forward and reverse set up. So this is pretty much ready to go. I got a little fine tuning to do, but let's move on to the Grom. All right, setting up the Grom now, and I already put my name in there. Gave it the Mojave GBL, that stands for Grom Brushless. So I had to get a little creative there. Then I'm gonna go into vehicle type. So this is where it's important to go and select the proper protocol, the SLT with DSC. That's what this has, so we'll do that. Configuration is set for the vehicle. That's a bonus. All right. And now we're going to go down and bind this one. And I haven't bound one of these yet, so I'm going to just go trial by fire. So I'm going to guess turn this on and then press and hold to see the blue button. There we go. Hopefully this should bind now. Blue light, excuse me. Did I say blue button? There we go. It's all bound, and the steering is pretty close. Just have to fine tune that. All right, guys. Just a quick tip for those setting up DSC. Again, make sure you go into the vehicle type and switch it to SLT with DSC, and then bind the radio system to the car. That will set everything up properly, so you could use the D switch over here to control those different modes. Time to head outside and have a little fun with these. Trying out a new radio, I'll use any excuse to go drive an RC car, especially this thing. I mean, the Groms are just so much fun. This Mojave's a blast. Oh man. But anyway, but back to the radio system. So guys, there's a lot of functionality to this that you can now open up to all the different models that Spektrum has. The drive modes, so this could be obviously used with the monster truck, so you can do your freestyle and everything. You just have to set up the switches. You could also use it with the motorcycle, which is pretty awesome. I know everybody was looking for an alternative radio for that. And actually, from what I heard, is they're going to go and update the IXSR too. So that's going to be a plus version. So if you're looking for more of a high-end radio, that's going to be available. Hopefully they made some worthy changes to that. I want to get my hands on one of those. But yeah, this thing's a blast, guys. Radio's working really well. Feels responsive, just like it did before, to be honest with you. Now just way more functions to play with. So that was SLT, and next up I'm gonna run the axial. That's DSM. So we'll go in, we'll just switch out the model. Should just be good to go. Let me just plug it in here. Yeah, look at that, we're ready. Let's play around on this dirt pile. So the radio system, $170 by itself. And then if you want the version with the receiver that I showed you, that's $200, $199.99. But yeah, definitely helps out. If you're just rocking all the different Horizon products, you've got all those ready to run radio systems. This is a great alternative to switch up to. Just gotta go and, set everything up. That's the only downside, really. You got to reset all those trims and everything, but just that one radio system, I think it's gonna be worth it for a lot of people. Donuts. Alright guys, I'll have links for everything in the video description below. Let me know what you think about the new upgrades to the Spektrum lineup.